Hey, this is Full Game Prometheus giving you a defensive tip, but I'm going to be showing a basically all gameplay. So I recently played against I'm assuming a subscriber, someone who knows my channel. His name is Sakula, and he basically used a very simple and easy defense against me that I struggled with, so I figured, hey, might as well just copy it. Now, this is a 34-odd defense. It's nothing special about it, but it's just the mentality of the defense, and it causes a lot of problems with your opponent because they have to adjust their offense. So it's a very heavy blitzing defense, and I'll be showing you basically what happens with two gameplays that I jumped into this defense without any kind of labbing whatsoever, just jumping into it, a very simple, simplistic type of thing. So right here, a little stretch play. I'm using basically pretty bad teams. I'm using Cincinnati. I'll be also using the Chargers, going against fairly good teams, such as the Atlanta Falcons, and also going against the Houston Texans. So right here, the guy rolls his defense. I quick snap him. AJ Green gets past the coverage, able to go ahead and catch him down into the red zone, down in the 5-yard line. Now, this is another tip that I'll be showing in my channel if I don't do so already. This is a little red zone offense I like to use out of the West Coast offense, and what's good about it is that it is a quick hiking type offense. Basically, this play, Texas, out of this near formation is very, very effective. Once again, I basically go ahead and no huddle. He's expecting the inside zone. He's expecting to really focus on my running back, and I actually hit him in the back of the end zone with my tight end. So, able to go up by a score. Now, this is the defense. This is what I really want to focus on, and I'll be coming back to another gameplay right here. So, I didn't get the defense set up. He hit me with a quick little pitch. Back to this. He actually goes into an empty set, which the pressure just comes off the edge. Now, the one thing with the Bengals is that they got a couple of low-rated linebackers, both with 88 speed. So that really dictates against your opponent. So right here I'm making an adjustment. I go ahead and man up the inside receiver. I go ahead and manually take away the other receiver. Flat zone is out there to go and stop the guy short of a first down, and then I go with the pressure right here. Once again, I've got the one side manned up. He actually max protects, makes the right adjustment, and he throws right into my user, and that's it. Basically quit out because I just don't think that he felt real too comfortable. I guess that those Bengals are just a tough team to go against. So let's go and jump into the next game. So I'm going to be going against the Houston Texans. This game is a little bit better. I'll be using the Chargers on defense, and one of the reasons I like the Chargers defense is because they got a very good secondary. They got some pretty studly players in the secondary, and they've got some good speed at linebacker, and then you also have those block shedding defensive ends. Now here's the flukiest play of the game. I'm there to go ahead and defend it. He actually catches the ball, keeps in bounds, breaks out of the tackle, and actually gets the ball into the end zone. This guy's thinking, oh my, I'm going to go ahead and just destroy this guy, destroy his defense. He's got another thing coming. So right here I actually go with a little delayed draw. Back to the split offense. He's got off coverage off to the right. He actually presses down, leaving the quick out, and because I've got a good quarterback, I'm going to hit that with perfect timing. Back to the power O. He actually cuts off. He goes to the outside. I'm able to go and cut in, just pick up a couple of yards. Just want to kind of establish this, and then he comes back to a press look right here. The only thing that's really bad about this particular team, the Chargers team, is they don't have that breakaway speed. So if you do get pressed and you've got pretty good defensive backs, if you're playing against good defensive backs, they will not necessarily do this. So here's an opportunity. This is what I was looking for this entire game. Offensively, he's got pressed. Allen gets a clean release. His defensive back actually stumbles out off the press and able to go to get the ball down into the end zone to actually tie the game up 7-all. So this is the blitz. Basically, I'm sending 7 people at him. I'm just going to let my outside pressure just get out there and actually go after him. I got fairly good speed out there. I was actually struggling with setting this up for some particular reason. My mechanics was not correct. You basically want to go ahead and do outside, but as you can see right here, he actually takes off this quarterback. He didn't have any kind of reads whatsoever, and because I'm sending 7, that pressure is just coming in hot, and it's going to make it very difficult. So now I go ahead and man up the slot receiver, trying to take that away. He actually dumps it down to the underneath guy, Fuller, which is a really good read, good adjustment. But the pressure's coming. He feels it, he feels it, he feels it, and that is where things start getting a little bit interesting. So right here, I think I go ahead and man up the outside receiver, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to essentially go ahead and play Phillips over the top, and the pressure comes in hot. He misses up his reads right there, and as a result, I'm able to go ahead and get him. So now I go ahead and man up the opposite guy right there. Got the pressure coming off. He actually throws into double coverage, and the coverage actually goes ahead and takes him away. So you can feel it, you can feel the pressure, and this is why this defense is so easy to run, is because all you're really doing is just trying to take away those guys right there, but the pressure comes in once again. Now, what makes this defense really good is that you can always jump into coverage at any time. So you'll see me establishing the pressures just like my opponent in one of my gameplays, Sakula does, is that he actually established the pressure, and then when he actually was in a kind of an autopilot mode, he essentially would go ahead and jump into coverage. So right here, I know the pressure's coming. He's only got a couple of reads to go after, so that makes it very simple for me to go ahead and take away his reads, is because he only has three routes that he's working with, and I've got 4 defenders. So that's the beauty of this defense and why it works very well. So right here, I've got a crosser underneath. I'm trying to take a look at the top route. The top is taken away. I actually missed my reads. The crossing route, which is a deep post, he took that away manually. So as a result, I actually take a sack on that. All right, so basically I've got an out, I've got a couple of streaks, and then I've also got an in. I threw to the out. I really should have thrown to the in. The in was the one that got the really good separation. This is the play that I should have ran with earlier, is smash. This play is very effective, and sometimes they just don't use it enough. Right here I'm able to hit the angle route because he's actually got manned up, and Eckler gets the ball down into close territory right there. So I actually come back to basically that quick slant underneath. He was actually in the user territory, but I was able to go ahead and complete it and get the ball down to the 18-yard line. So right now, what I'm thinking in this type of situation is try to grind as much clock as much as possible. If I settle for 3 points, it's not a huge deal. Getting three points in this type of situation is not a bad deal at all, so that's why I'm just going ahead and chewing the clock down as much as possible. So second or 2 minutes left, 3rd and 16 right here. He actually was showing me kind of an aggressive blitz. He had some pressure coming off the edge, and his guys looped around and actually got me. So there was some kind of a blitz that this guy was using. So I settled for 3, not a problem. Just go ahead and take my points. I'm getting the ball in the second half. I feel more confident with my defense. I don't think he's going to do anything. So right here it comes out of the wide set. I blitz all my guys, and right here the defensive back actually comes down and actually goes and stops his run. So he had a lane, but because the defensive back came down and actually took away that lane, it was a good situation. So right here he actually throws off his back foot, but throws it out of bounds into double coverage where I've got star players over there. So you can take your shot at my star players as much as you want. So once again, I send the pressure again, and I get a block with my defender. So Bosa comes in. 4th and 11 situation. He goes for it. He motions this guy off to the left. He might have jumped into some type of an audible right here. Just does a little route around, and I'm able to go ahead and intercept the ball. I should have swapped that ball down, but previous gameplay I've actually tried to swat and ended up giving a big completion. So right here I've got Allen on a streak. I've got a slant on the back end side. My wide receiver does not come off with a good ball. I'm able to go ahead and get a completion with the tight end. Poor clock management right here. I should have been really paying attention to clock management. For some reason I let the clock melt down a little bit more. And jump into play, don't typically run. He actually had a flat zone out there and actually threw right into it. So that's one of the things, is you start experimenting with offensive plays that you're not familiar with running with and don't read the defense correctly, you're going to get yourself in a lot of trouble because you won't do that. So he takes another shot up top. My user's right there. My guy's actually lit up, so he's not in a good situation. Send the blitz. He actually goes in and tries to take off. Once again, I've got another defender, and I actually go ahead and click on and swap that ball away. So 4 seconds left going into the half. He's going to try to take shots up top as much as possible. It takes Fuller, moves him over off to the left here. And I've got the crossing route, and you can see the pressure just comes in hot just because of the way it's set up. So sending 7 every particular play is just driving this guy nuts. So now actually go ahead to the power O out of that pistol formation, get a very good play right there. And right here doing a nice little run to the inside off to the right, and I'm able to pick up some pretty good yards right there. So I'm just chewing the clock right now. I think I'm in an autopilot, and I have really good confidence that my defense is going to put him in a situation where he's not going to score quickly. So basically basically right here I go into basically a bubble screen, basically an outside run. Watt actually comes down and blows that up, but if Watt didn't blow that up, I might would have got a better outside run. And then on a 3rd and 12 situation, I should have went ahead and took Allen, actually slid him in to try to get some rolling coverage. I threw it into the tight end. I forced it into the tight end. It was a cover 3 read look, and I was hoping it was cover 2. It was just wishful thinking, and that was just poor planning and just poor adjustment for me. So he's in a pistol himself. He's doing a little outside run, which looks like a zone run out to the outside. Still the same kind of set. He actually goes ahead and throws the ball, hits Fuller on a slant route on the inside. So once again, what I think I did is I cross-man my one guy. Right here actually comes down and gets some really good block shed with my defensive line to actually go ahead and bottle that up so he doesn't pick up pretty good yards. So 2nd and 9 situation, he goes ahead and no huddles, goes back to it again, and right here I just send the pressure off the edge, and he just, even if with him blocking 7, the guys are just not picking everything up. So once again, go ahead and set the pressure up. In this type of situation, pressure's coming. He throws right into my user and actually came down, and I was trying to back up, and he just threw right into my passing lane. So Phillips is actually able to go pick him off one more time. So this guy was really struggling. He's bringing everybody down to the box to stop my run. Williams, I'm looking for the streak over the top. Nobody's in the area, so I think he jumped into a cover 2 shell just based on the way his safety separated, and I'm going to go ahead and get another touchdown on top of him. So up basically 17-7. I'm feeling pretty good about this type of situation. I'm setting the pressure. I've got the guy crossman off the left, but look at this. My defensive back actually comes down and plays a flat, leaving that streak wide open for a huge play down the field to actually get a touchdown. So he found a weakness in the defense. I'm going to come back and have to adjust a little bit, but because I'm sending the pressure, it's just messing him up. Back to the Power O. The first half I didn't really have a lot of success with this, but I was just going to feeding this ball to him. Now I'm trying to get him over the top once again with his adjustment because he's bringing everybody down. I'm going to go ahead and take Allen and actually put him a drag route. He looks like he's going to play that route by the running back, so I just jump it down to the crossing route by Allen because no defender that carries with him, so I'm just going to take that. Good block right there by my guard to go ahead and bring me up, and I'm going to go ahead and take that ball up to the 19-yard line, and then I'm just going to go ahead and milk the clock again. So you can see I'm down to 2-3 seconds left. I'm just going to do some inside zones as much as possible because I got a fairly dynamic backfield with Eckler and with Gordon. So he takes a timeout, realizing this type of situation he's in right now, that I'm chewing the clock against him. So I go ahead and chew the clock down once again right here, and I get the ball into. I do the little power O right there to go ahead and get the ball in, and I just settle for the 3 points. That's, put him in a situation where he has to score a touchdown. He's had scored touchdowns against me on basically two huge plays, but he hasn't been able to move effectively against me down the field. So right here, a little in route. I get a nice little tackle by the defensive back right there. I think I jump into a different type of coverage. Right now, actually, he basically I went into cover 2 coverage, and he snapped me before I could set the blitz up. So it's messing up his timing. He's got the pressure coming in. I go ahead and send the pressure. This time he actually sends some guys out. So it's good to have that option to force him. So right here I go into cover 4, basically spy up my guy, send everybody out into coverage. He takes a shot up top. I got really good defensive backs and be able to come down with the ball. And basically with less than a minute left, he's only got two timeouts left. He actually quits out. So once again, I'm a subscriber. Thanks for your support, guys. I really appreciate it. I'll be rolling out more offensive and defensive tips to take your game to the next level. Until next time.